giving my age away once again. When I broke into the loss prevention industry, anti-theft consisted largely of store detectives, floor walkers. CCTV was in the very, very, very early stages of development and not really used by retailers as either a theft deterrent or as a tool to detect theft. The first piece of technology really did become CCTV, used for both purposes. And it combined with mirrors that retailers would use to open up the exposure or visibility by associates to different locations of the store. Because of display aisles and the height of fixtures and so on and so forth, thieves had the comfort of knowing that nobody could see what they were doing in that aisle. So through the use of a lot of mirrors back in those days, it kind of opened visibility to associates from either check stands or other aisles. So that was CCTV and mirrors were probably the first things that really became available to operators to use as a theft deterrent. CCTV was used widely in investigations where it was used covertly to detect internal theft, which contributed 50% or more to the total losses that stores suffered back in those days. How has it evolved since then? It's been just a flood, so to speak, of technology. The first real major step was introduced by a company called Sensormatic Electronics. And they developed what was called EAS systems, Article Surveillance Systems, EAS. And the technology allowed retailers to put a small, discrete tab, attach it to their products, and when a customer purchased the products at the checkout, there was technology built into the countertops that deactivated that alarm. So for the bad guy who decided that they were going to fill a bag up with product and walk out of the door, there are pedestals at the door and that transmit frequencies. And when a tab or tag that was not deactivated at the check stand passed through those pedestals, it set off bells and whistles, set off an alarm, and shoplifters would either drop the bag and run or run with the bag, but not come back. So that became prolifically used by most major retailers in the early days. And at one point, I would venture to guess that as many as 80% of all chain store retailers used electronic article surveillance. Today, the technology is still widely used with various forms of tagging devices. Scientists, so to speak, are working to integrate that technology with what is called RFID, radio frequency technology that actually tracks the movement of product through the store. And it also provides retailers with many, many, many other features that include inventory control. So it's an enhancement to EAS standalone. It is not widely used yet because they have not shrunk the technology to the point where, well, it is readily available, but the cost is still prohibitively high for most retailers. CCTV is still very widely used. EAS is widely used. The nature of thieves, though, to the point that John made with you, is that they become much bolder. 20 years ago, there was no such thing as gangs of thieves. I call them marauding youths who come into a store as a gang and start tearing up fixtures and scooping up handfuls of merchandise, regardless of what technology may be in use, whether it's being recorded or whether it's locked down. They don't care. And they'll walk out with tens of thousands of dollars worth of product. And that become so commonplace and so prolific through COVID that retailers found that they had little choice but to do something that they had always been reluctant to do. And that was to lock the product up or to lock it down, creating a customer service nightmare. But it's the only thing that they could do to manage the shrinkage that was being created by theft.